How's it hanging, dudes and dudettes? My name is Shawn, and welcome to our next Cities Skylines 2.5 podcast. I think it's like podcast number 6, and today we got Red Kool-Aid. So why don't you tell us about yourself, man? Like, what's your channel about, and like, what kind of type of like style of city content, like City Skylines content, can you like do you make that you're into?
All right. Well, I mean, my channel, I guess, like my idea when I kind of started putting it together was I wanted the channel to feel like you were almost like you were listening to a mixtape from the early 2000s, or maybe the
Okay,
late
okay,
90s. You know what I'm saying? Like it was not so much, you know, giving instructions on how to build stuff or nothing like that because I'm not really good at that. Like I got friends that they can do the math and the numbers I'm not good at any of that stuff.
right.
But just kind of vibing. I really wanted to lean kind of into the retro, aesthetics. I am a little bit older than probably most of the player base, so I wanted to kind of base especially my first series in the 90s. And my style is definitely more art. And I mean, let me definitely say I go for functionality. Like if it doesn't work, I don't want to. I won't. That's not something I'm interested in. If it just looks pretty, but you take your city off pause and the city don't work, that's not really my style. Not
Yeah,
knocking
yeah,
nobody, but I need stuff to be working. That's what makes it fun to me. The challenge for me is can I make it look good and work?
right.
And if I can do that and put some of my special sauce on it and do it in my science way, then I'll bring that to the people. So I feel like my style is definitely it leans more into the especially now heavy detail because those things I feel like are what makes everybody's cities look different. Because we all kind of got the same assets, and the same role hierarchy, and we all following those same rules. So where I start to fall in love with a builder and where people have started to kind of like me is the specific stuff you do, the specific detail and those street level stories. And
Yeah.
that's kind of my style is probably that's where my strongest part of my style is anyway.
Yeah, no, man. That's pretty true because I think one of the things that come to mind when I was watching some of your stuff was they had this short where you had like this Trump versus LGBTQ like house, and, what I mean? They like live next to each other, I guess, and like just had this whole dynamic, and it told like an awesome story. Just in a YouTube short, format was really nice, and then plus the hyper detail and like, dude, it's just I don't know, but I'm with you with the functionality, man. Like I've been recently been trying to on my members tab been trying to challenge myself to do like a vanilla only build. Dude, the traffic is horrible.
Yeah, if you
It's
don't have access to at
horrible.
least like I'm pretty bad. I always get on this soapbox. So I'm gonna do vanilla and I'm gonna and then quickly realize well like I gotta have move it. I need find it. I need this. I need that. And by by the time I'm done, I'm like well, this ain't vanilla no more. I'm
Yeah.
I'm right back where I started. So
Yeah.
it's just I've definitely and fortunately for City Skylines 2 people they've included some of those just needed things that were just like, wow, why can't I make this a one way or why can't I, make this no turns or
Mm-hmm.
they've definitely included a lot of stuff that makes it to where you won't need as many of the mods. But yeah, full vanilla is rough, especially when you're kind of first starting. But
Yeah. Yeah.
one thing
I
that I
can see
did
how.
find though is once you kind of get a feel for the fundamentals, and I always try to tell this because I get a lot of people on my TikTok that say, everything just dies, and I do like that. You got to watch some tutorials, and once you get the functionality, everything becomes a lot easier. Then you got freedom. Now I can build way over on the other side of my map with the game simulating, and I know nothing's gonna shut down. I'm not gonna have a death wave. I'm not gonna have a. You gotta get the fundamentals, but the fundamentals with the straight vanilla are rough. I'm not. I agree with that.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean. But I mean, it was like the kind of the first like step into like real time simulation, like a City Skylines, when even Cities XXL or whatever you want to call it. It wasn't the traffic simulation. Just it was bare bones, and then that was like the first. So I mean, I understand, and the mods really helped out along the way. But man, like the thing with me was my mods had stopped working for some reason. I'd made a new map, and I turned off all my stuff just to try to do vanilla, And I go to a different map and reinstall, do all my mods again, just and then you hop in the game, they're just not there. It shows that they're they're there, but it wasn't there. And it was like that for about a month. I tried everything and reinstalling uninstalling the game, reinstalling. It just now recently got fixed, and I was like, now I'm caught in the do I keep doing the vanilla build or do I use my mods? Move it's right there now. It's looking at me. You know what I mean? It's looking at me.
I definitely
It's
understand.
looking
It's
at me.
definitely yeah. You and then it's like kind of once you start on it, you don't want to renege or go back and say,
Right.
well, no, we actually, guys, I am gonna. You kind of want to stick with what you're doing. Definitely, I understand. Like I said, that vanilla, it'll it'll definitely it'll perplex you if you let it. You know, and definitely I can understand what you're saying about one day you just turn the game on and something doesn't work and you can't figure it out. That's the most devastating feeling
Yeah.
in the world. Well, especially when you know, okay, look, I'm not. I knew they had an update coming. I'm playing it offline. I didn't do this. I didn't do that. I ain't downloading nothing new. Everything is the same. Why? I remember my last city. I even had to put an update video out. One day I turned on the game. None of the power lines were working. I could not. Still to this day, don't know why.
Yeah.
But somebody in my comments, they saved my soul and gave me a little workaround that did end up working. So I was able to finish the series out. But that feeling of turning on the game and or the worst feeling is when you accidentally go online and you were consciously playing offline,
Yeah.
trying to
Yeah.
protect yourself from the update shenanigans. And then you accidentally turn it on and oh no, it's updating.
Yeah.
Oh no, you see that little that bar going up. You're like, oh, well, I know this is crazy now. Something's
hmm
definitely gonna be broken or ridiculous.
But with such a long lifespan of a game like that, it's like things like that are bound to be happening. You got a bunch of modders and assets like this. It's the biggest one of the biggest Steam community workshops like in existence, and like there's just so much into it. So those sort of stuffs are bound to happen. That's why I'm like really excited for CS2. I mean, it's like I never really got to make City Skylines one content. For like ever, because I always did other stuff, but I always played City Skylines. I was like, this is just a game that I like to play. But then when Cities Skylines 2 dropped, I was like, oh, maybe I have a window. I'm gonna try to start making some stuff about that. And then, when I play Cities Skylines 1, but I watch Cities Skylines 2 stuff on YouTube, man, like my brain doesn't want to connect like the things that are going to be so much better, but then I want everything that the game previously had, and I want all this stuff, but the game again doesn't have the life cycle yet, and you gotta wait, and it's just like, man, it's the strangest feeling of happiness and like curiosity. You know what I mean? Like what's
Yeah,
gonna
look,
happen?
I definitely understand. I purposely have been avoiding watching any content. I had to like really watch a bunch of stuff to get ready for this podcast, like, to keep it honest. But and now and like I've been seeing, comments in the Discord, people saying their feelings about certain stuff, but I was always looking at those comments and not haven't had looked at any of the footage. So I had the kind of the headspace of I don't know what everybody's so mad about. But after kind of looking at it, I do understand where some of the frustration is coming from with some of the smaller things. I feel like they got some of the bigger things really right. Some stuff that we never even like. I never really seen a big movement of people asking for modular, upgradable buildings. I never saw that, but they included that, and I feel like that's a good move, especially the way it looks. That's a big major thing. But we can't have no props, my guy. Y'all don't want us to put our bushes on top of each other. Like, what are we doing? Why are y'all doing those, limiting those things? But opening the genie bottle up on so much more stuff, and it's like I definitely wish I could have been a fly on the wall in some of those development meetings just to hear what was the thought process behind.
I know.
You probably know more than me. Have they said any reason about why they are, not having the props and why?
No, that's the most interesting thing because like because we know that there eventually will be props. We know assets and stuff like that will come eventually, but the lack of communication from them is of like why are they left out for the pre-release builds, and the beta builds and stuff like that. Just like is it going to be at launch or isn't it going to be at launch? And this is the reason why we took them out for now because of clipping issues or whatever. Like there's an example on the live stream that they had on City Skylines page, where the two community managers were live streaming, and there's a part where they instead of like they had a train station, and instead of connecting the track to the front like line, uh the platform, they connected it to the middle by accident. So then you would naturally build a raised platform and connect them,
Yeah.
And but they didn't do a raised platform. They kind of like noobed out a little bit and drug it underneath the tracks by accident.
Oh,
But then it clipped and they couldn't delete the
couldn't
path
even delete
anymore.
the.
So
Oh,
yeah, so there's little things, there's little bitty things like that, and then um, it's like why just let us know that hey, like this is a beta build and we have some known issues and props will come eventually. Like they haven't said anything about that. That's just the most curious thing is why not say something about it because we eventually know it's going to get there, but we have nothing to operate on, so we can't just assume they will come because they haven't told us that. So
yeah.
yeah,
Like
you know.
I'm super
But
confused though. When
there's so much better stuff in the game. There's like
that's what I'm saying, bro.
there's
Like,
so much stuff. I mean it like and just to tell us not when props are coming, when like that's such because that's such a key part of city. That's like going to Disneyland and there's all the rides, but there's no mascots.
at all.
Yeah,
They don't tell you
yeah,
that it's not gonna be none. And that was
right.
kind of the reason some of your kids came just for that. Not all of them. Some of your kids enjoy these rides, but some of these kids came just so they could take a picture with Goofy.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
you gonna tell me when I show up after I done paid my money, there ain't
right,
no Goofy? Like, come
right,
on,
right.
man. Like I said, I was looking at some joints today, and one thing that I do like is the from even City Skylines 1, City Skylines 2, whatever it is, I'm really into the industrial side of things. I like watching the goods come in and the goods go out and blah, blah, blah. So I was
I need to
looking
get
at.
better at that. I ain't gonna lie.
I love that part. I don't know why I'm so obsessed with it, but that's probably one of my. I'll watch an industrial zone way before I watch a a street like a neighborhood street.
Oh
I'll
yeah.
just park the game and park it right there and just watch. But I'm looking at how much they've broken it down into this is what the goods that they need and this is this and from the jump they're including all these different. It's not just commercial anymore. That was that random yellow building thing is eliminated. They got so many. I saw a stone mining and forestry and
Yeah.
different kinds of food. They included all that.
Convenience food and stuff like
And
that. Yeah.
that would have been something that I would expect it to be an eventually, not props. And
Yeah,
that's why
yeah.
I say I'm a little confused because I'm like, well, y'all went crazy over here, and I'm gonna have fun doing that. I'm
No.
not gonna lie. But me today watching, I watched three different, two larger builders and one smaller builder who I will mention my name by name. Shout out Few Candy, and I watched
Right
all
on.
three of them struggle to make their cities look different. And I'm like, yo, yeah, y'all just built the same thing. Y'all just
Yeah.
remixed it. You know what I'm saying? It's like
Yeah.
I don't know whose is whose, and I know a lot of that has something to do with you. You can't really inject any personality yet. And that for me, like I said, I don't want this to turn into a I hate City Skylines rant. Let it be known. I'm super excited. I'm super intrigued. I know the game that we get on day one won't even be the game that we have a month later, 2 months later. These modders are savages. They not playing. Y'all see how they do. They can't wait to get their hands on it so they can
Right.
come up with some this, that, and the
100%.
third. So I got faith in my guys,
Man, you gotta
but I
criticize the things you love to make them better. You know what I mean?
true
Like,
indeed, yeah, but I
you
mean,
know.
I'm definitely super confused by the order in which they felt like things were important.
Yeah,
Like
exactly.
coming from a art, like I said, I'm coming more from the art side. Like I definitely, like I said, watching the people today
Yeah.
when they got to that section where they normally do some detailing, it's just like, all right, guys, well that's the end of the
Yeah.
video. You
Yeah.
put two bushes down. What are you doing, man? That's it.
Right.
You put a park down. You done. You done, my guy. So that right, I will not lie. That is a little bit for me personally discouraging. Will I be deleting City Skylines 1 on October 24th? No,
Oh no.
because I'm not gonna be able to have maximum fun with City Skylines 2 yet. It'll get there, but if I feel like building something crazy, 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 I'm not gonna be able to do that in City Skylines 2 yet. Not just yet. Meanwhile, I'll be spending my time figuring out the functionality because there's a lot of functionality they included. The life pathing and favorites, sieves, and then it's so many things they did include. And I'm like, I want to see what this does. The point system thing where it's kind of like a RPG tree, you know what I'm saying? Like they got
Yeah.
so much stuff I feel like we'll have enough
Yeah.
stuff to occupy our time in the meanwhile. But I know them martyrs, they savages, man. They not playing. They
No.
can't wait to figure out what's going on and what they can be the first one to post something and da 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 da.
No, and some of them are
Um,
paid by Colossal Order, so I mean, it's perfectly
yeah,
acceptable that they get some sort of content to make up with. I know that there's gonna be props eventually, but it's just them not saying so, and then going all out on like the camera mode and
Yeah,
All this,
see,
dude. The
I'm
camera
glad you
mode,
I'm
man.
glad you spoke on that. Now, again,
The
that's
camera
a thing I
mode.
would expect if they were going to include that. That would come 5 months from now. You know what I'm saying? But
Yeah,
I feel
yeah,
like you could have took a few guys off the camera team and put them on the move it team or the prop team.
yeah. Well,
We could-
and we know there's props in the game because if you look at some of these buildings and some of the signature buildings, like
exactly. There's
they
signs.
have
Exactly.
tombstones and all this different kind of
Yeah,
stuff.
branding for company or what it like.
Yeah, yeah.
I just
Too
I
many
just
signs on the buildings though. Man, that so.
and again I hope one of the first mods is let's get rid of all these. I'd rather have
Oh
no
my
signs. I'm not
god.
even gonna hold you. I don't
Well,
need your sign.
when 40% of your surface area on your building is surrounded by signs, even
Yeah,
on
cover
sides
it
of
up.
buildings that's next to another building, it's like
Yeah,
what?
it is. Yeah, we need to dial that back a little bit. I get it. They want it to look. They want them to look alive, but
Oh
let's
man.
dial that back, guys. Let's take that again. Take a couple of guys off the prop team. I mean, off that team, and put
Yeah.
them on making the props work regular. We that's just coming from a artistic standpoint. I know it's a lot of other builders out there that they might. I know builders that never take the game on pause. They only unpause to get screen
That's
recording.
wild. I would
You know what I'm saying?
never.
And
That's
I
wild.
understand. I get it. To them,
Oh,
it's
it's
just
wild
a
though.
sandbox.
People like
It's
that
like an
though.
easel. I know what I'm saying. To them, it's an easel. They're just playing in their sandbox, and I get
Hmm.
it. You know what I'm saying? So for them, I don't know what those players are gonna do. I hate it for them. One of my
No.
favorite builders. I don't know his name. I never can remember this guy's name, but he builds that city Aurelia that is just
Oh
the
yeah.
unholy thing I think I have
Dude, they don't
ever
even
seen
look like City
somebody put up.
Skylines.
He like he's playing a whole nother game. I can watch him, and by failing to recreate something that he does, I learned 10 things to do that I wasn't even trying to learn.
Dude, to run that
Like
city, he's
just by
gotta have like the
failing.
first quantum computer or something. Like,
I mean, dude, he's playing another game. So again, somebody like him, I can see them not, or a person like that, I can see them waiting a long time
yeah.
because you'll not be able to do that. I was late to the City Skylines party, bro. I started playing last year, like at the end of last year, I think. You know what I'm saying? So I'm as much as I'm excited about City Skylines 2, I'm also a little bit like, yo, everybody slow down, man. I just started having fun over here. So let's just keep having fun right here, man. Let's don't go away. But we go
Yeah.
work it out. I know
But
everything is
that but
gonna
that's
come
just your
together.
heart. That's just your heart speaking because it's like you're attached to it. You know what I mean? And it's
Yeah,
hard. It's hard to let it go. And
like
and I'm
and
kind of
more than
having
that,
trouble with that too. Man, I look back some of my old cities. I'm like, man,
that's what. And look,
remember when I
more
did
than
the
that,
thing over there? You know?
exact, bro. And that's what I'm saying. More than that, all of the creators that I really watch, and I mean the ones that like they are my Mount Rushmore. None of them build anymore. They stopped building 3 or 4 years ago, and their series lived online and they waited for me to find it years later. And I'm
Right.
sad that since City Skylines 2 will take over, there really won't be nobody to find my older stuff later on down the line. They won't. We're at the end of that now, so the likelihood of somebody finding that and oh man, this dude is great. It makes me want to play the game. I'm sad that I won't get to experience that because
Right.
most of the people that I watch their series are so old. 3 or 4 years, 5 years old, and they probably don't even build no more. And I'm glad they had that up for me to enjoy when I finally found it. I'm definitely sad that nobody's gonna find my stuff. It's just gonna die.
Well, I will say that it may actually like people could look back on things and get ideas on how to still build their cities and stuff like that because City Skyline still has so much to offer and you know it's not that you're gonna die. You could always transition and you could always for like especially for like the first couple months do compare and contrast between the two
Ooh, gee,
games.
I didn't even think about that.
You
Yeah,
know what I
that's a
mean?
good idea. That's
Bro, we just
actually a
gotta
good.
get together. Hey, bro, come on, we got this. You ain't going nowhere. You ain't going
That's
nowhere.
dope. But
You
yeah,
know what I mean?
I got faith I got faith in the devs. I got faith in the modders. Everybody just needs to relax.
Oh, the
Right?
game
But
is
I
wild.
get
The game
I
is
get
wild.
everybody else's vigor and fervor because they've been waiting for so long. I haven't been waiting as long as everybody else. So I'm sitting here like, well, I know it's gonna work out. And everybody else is like, no, it needs to be right now. I'm like, I feel y'all. Y'all been waiting a lot longer
Yeah,
than me.
almost a
So
decade.
yeah, definitely. Everybody's experience is a
Almost
little
a
different.
decade.
That's why I try not to judge people on their thoughts so far, or trying to be like, I don't want to be in the camp of y'all stop complaining, and I don't want to be in the camp of everything is wrong. No, I'm just in the middle. I'm like, yo, it's some stuff they can tighten up a few things, but we
Yeah.
gotta let's look at some of these victories. They
Oh, there's
included
so much
so
stuff, dude.
much stuff off the gate. I'm cool. If they told me they wasn't gonna drop a DLC for a little while, bro, I'm good. I'm gonna be trying to figure this out for a while. So
100%.
I salute them for doing what they did.
100%. 100%. Now, there's a lot of stuff in this game that's just wild. Now, I mean, for one thing, there's the industries, the imports, the exports, the traffic and the traffic jams and the wrecks,
Yeah,
and then you got the life path, like, and then you got there's so much you can do now. I mean, the terrain's kind of similar, but it seems like they've overhauled the actual how the terrain just works in general. You don't have to remove buildings to flatten terrain; you can just flatten underneath it. There's a bunch of quality of life stuff like deposits will deplete over time, and there's numerous throughout a map. There's like the list goes on and on and on, and it's so like it's
they definitely
yeah.
they
The
definitely did. They
props is the
made a
only
good game.
thing. Props is the
It's
only
like
thing.
that's a tiny. It's tiny in the grand scope. So I'm not gonna let that get me down. Like I don't want nobody out there to take anything I said as I'm not excited. I'm not gonna play day one. I'm not gonna drop no content day one because I'm not gonna know what to do. I'm not. I'm definitely not finna get up here and do the remix of the remix of the remix like I watch these people do today. You know what I'm saying? We're not
Yeah.
at all doing that. Maybe some light tutorials, maybe some roasting. I might roast some sieves, something like you know what I'm saying, different like that. But it's gonna take me a second, and I'm starting now. Like I said, now that I've absorbed what I'm going into, I gotta try to figure out what's gonna make my city special. Cause I watch people put the same houses, the same row house, the same gas station for 3 hours a day, and I'm like, yo, I cannot do that.
Yeah.
Especially to just try to meet the vanilla demands. The vanilla demands is wild, bro. They will have you building for 30 years to try to get the train station, and the thing is, I gotta figure out my approach to this to make it unique and make it feel like something that I'm not just doing to try to. I gotta make sure I got me a video up this week. I'm not playing that game. YouTube is
Right.
not finna make no slave out me. I'm not letting it happen.
I feel you, man. I feel you. So like what? Let me ask you though, something about your channel. Like, what is like your favorite video like that you've ever made? What's the most
That
like thing
I've done.
you're most proud of? That's like
Um,
that's your all time that you love so much because I mean what because whatever
that
reason you know.
yeah, I gotta say either I think it's probably my college the multi-layered Hive college episode that I built. For the simple fact I've never seen anybody I've seen Hive neighborhoods again, the guy that built Aurelia. That's where I got that idea from. Trying to build that and failing
Yeah.
gave me the idea to well I wonder could I make this into a college campus and make it really sunk in the earth and train stations sunk in there and how and can I make it pedestrian, can I make it all walkable? It gave me
Right.
the idea
Right.
to try to do all that. So that episode is definitely one of the ones. Plus I was getting to highlight HBCUs, which everybody doesn't know what an HBCU is. It's a lot of European players, you know what I'm saying, they don't have a concept of that. So I got to kind of do it for the culture and do it for the game at the same time. That was definitely one of the episodes I remember having the most fun with, build wise and editing wise. I try to keep my edits a certain level of tightness, and that I remember having when I built that fountain with the torches and stuff. I just remember I was just looking at it like this is crazy. You know what I'm saying? This is what definitely one of the craziest things I can. I remember smiling a lot when I was building that because I didn't have a plan. I knew I wanted to build a college. I knew I wanted to stack it, but I kind of just let it happen. I didn't really sandbox it. I didn't want to. I've had trouble sandboxing stuff where I can't really build it the exact way again, and it don't feel right. It don't. I
Yeah.
don't know, and so I've got sometimes I'll sandbox stuff, but most of the time when people see me build it, I'm riffing off an idea. I want to see it come to life for real. I don't want to have a sandbox version and then be trying to recreate that sandbox version because it never comes out the same.
Yeah, man. My problem is right now since I've been doing just vanilla build, like yeah, the build a vanilla city and like it's just like and I'm so used to like let me place all this stuff. You know what I mean? Now I just have to let it all grow. For the most part, and it's like that's such a hard transition for me. So I'm gonna just put like half of this series was was vanilla, and this other half is my mods are back. you know.
I definitely try. I tried my first TikTok series. I tried to do like zoning. I wanted to have some of those cool chill build type zoning scenes. So I'm like, yo,
Right. Yeah.
I'm gonna do my district styles. I'm gonna make sure I keep my district styles tight. So I ain't the hot dog house or something make zoning next to the UK house or so. I'm gonna keep it tight, but I want to watch it. I just want to, and once it's done, then I'll detail on top of it. So I've tried to do it like that, but you're right. I'm so used to just going to find it.
Yeah,
finding what
dude.
I
It's
want,
so it's
skipping
so
around, making my little repeating patterns or whatever I'm doing. I've gotten, I don't, I mean, I don't know, dude. Zoning is just, I don't like not having control like that. Again, that's just my style of play. Some people like that chaos though. They like to just make something dope out of what the game springs out. And I like watching some of my favorite builders build a little bit more way more vanilla than me. And I like watching them take the stuff and have to make it dope. Instead of, like me, I'm downloading 50 props and using PO and I'm twisting the thing and doing.
yeah.
I like watching. I get real satisfaction out of watching people take something that I've overlooked and making it into something fire.
Yeah.
Shout out to my boy Fast Forward Plays. He the goat at that right there.
Fast forward, yeah, yeah,
That's my dog right there,
yeah. A
man.
lot of people are like that, but a lot of that's because people played for so long. They've played vanilla and then they played the heavily modded, and then now it's like you've done heavily modded for so long. You want to challenge yourself to make as good of a city, but without as much. So then you start limiting yourself mods and assets. But man, pure vanilla, it's like it's not like it's bad. Like you can still build a city and you have fun. It's just when I've had years of playing with mods and assets, like it's warped my brain. So it's like when like so in Colossal Orders Defense, City Skylines Defense, like when the map size came out, everybody was like, "Oh, the map is smaller than the 81 Tiles mod." I'm like, "But yeah, that's a mod that wasn't a part of the base game. Like the map is
Yeah,
bigger than the base game. Period. The map is
yeah,
bigger.
definitely.
The map is
Like
bigger. You know. Like I'm
definitely they
sorry.
went in on that, man. It is. I'll never. I looked at that map today. Like I'm never gonna fill any of this up. I'm gonna have to find me one little corner and make it dope.
Yeah.
No, no way I'm gonna be able to
And
fill
the
up
rest
all
gonna
these
be a
tiles.
nature preserve. You know what I mean?
Exactly. It's gonna be free out of control, man.
Yeah.
Like I don't know what to do with some of this stuff.
Yeah.
But at least you can. I guess there's definitely people that max out a lot, and now they got a lot more room to mess around. They don't have to start a whole new city or anything like that. So good for them. Good for those people that do like to max out and build the sprawl. I'm not good at it. My detailing style won't let me.
Yeah.
I'll be detailing for 10 weeks for one neighborhood. I can't do it, so I always try to. I mean, I'm actually gonna even try to build a city smaller than what I'm actually building now. Rivergate is tiny, but I'm even
Yeah.
gonna try to. I think for my first series, and I might even limit it. What I'm saying? I might make it 10 episodes or something like that. That way, I'm not again making myself have to do things to keep up.
Cause
I
like,
would rather get.
do you find yourself? I'm sorry, not mean to interrupt you, but do you find yourself like whenever you're doing something really like? Cause this happens to me all the time, dude, and it used to happen to me when I was a little kid too. And I'll explain why. It's like whenever you get really into that detailing and you make everything, you make this whole neighborhood look perfect. You make this whole city strip right here look perfect, and then you expand out the city and you got all these plans in your head, all these plans in your head, and you start doing all this stuff, and eventually you start realizing how much detailing work this is going to take. You know
Definitely,
what
absolutely. I remember when
I
I first did my first episode of my new series, I really had it in my mind every block. I mean, I've held true mostly as
It's
I can,
hard, man.
but there's definitely times where and with my recording style now, I've learned to just I will heavily detail maybe 2 or 3 spots, and I'm cutting that camera off, man. I'm not gonna have 8 hours of me spinning the camera all
I feel
crazy and
that. I
going to
feel
just it's so
that.
you've seen
Yeah.
me
Yeah.
put the stuff down. I'll show the
Let's just
cooler
get to
like
it. Yeah.
I'll show the more unique stuff. I'll show a little second of it, but definitely like I with me committing to doing the heavily detail, and I do like it. I can zoom in almost anywhere in my city, and yeah, this looks complete. And if there is something that don't look complete, it might take me 2 seconds because there's so much around it that's complete. So I
Right.
am glad I stuck to that style. But I got maybe a month left really of hardcore building. And I'm already thinking like, oh God, this downtown is gonna kill me, man. This gonna kill me bad, because I can't get lazy now. I gotta tell the stories. I gotta tell those street level stories. So I'm trying to figure out a strategy now how I'm gonna do it. I think I'm gonna blitz 4 or 5 episodes out real fast, but they're all the downtown, and that way I can
Right.
try to. I'm gonna show a little detailing, but I'm gonna pull back because it definitely it will drain on you. I've definitely detailed stuff, went to sleep, woke up the next day, and still been like, oh yeah, that block. Oh, I gotta do another one. Okay, well let's just go ahead and do that one right quick, and it just turns into a whole another 4 or 5 hours of props. Jesus
Yeah.
Christ! But I can't argue with the screenshots. Ooh, the screenshots be coming back looking juicy. So
Yeah.
it's worth it if you work it.
Yeah. Yeah. For sure, man. So did you like? Did you get a chance to watch any of the pre-release gameplay from September 8th?
Um, What's today? I didn't, especially if it came like on their actual channel. I've missed that. I try to
No, it
watch.
was on like they gave like the game to a bunch of different content creators and stuff like that.
Oh, so is that why I've been seeing all these? This is the first episode videos today.
Yeah,
Everybody got
yeah.
it now.
Well, almost everybody. They didn't hit me up, but
That's all good.
you know,
But so what's
it's
the
all good.
talk to me? What they talking about? What's the new news?
No, there's just so much, man. Like, there's always more questions than answers. You know what I'm saying? Always more questions than answers. Uh, there's so much. Dude, there's so much you can say about so many different builds. There was a video I had that was up, but now now it's down. I used some Toady footage, and I had some stuff. She had some really great stuff in there, but she took the video down, so I'm working on that.
Are you talking about Diana?
No, not Diana. Toadies.
Okay, I thought because I went to look for a video she did today and I couldn't find it. I was like, I hope she didn't take that down.
No, I have no clue. Diana's cool. Diana's cool. I mean, and I try to reach out to Toadies too, but she banned me in her Discord. I thought she was cool. I didn't know.
Uh,
I didn't know. I mean, I was like, you could have just told me to take it down. I would have. We didn't have to go through all this fucking counter.
everybody gotta be, man, everybody gotta be cool, man. We supposed to be being cool out
That's what
here,
I'm saying.
man.
Like, I look at everybody like we're a community. There's more views and stuff to go around. I don't look at nobody like competition. Everybody's welcome with me. I'm ready to hang out.
I'm not gonna lie, I'm different. Them old dudes got to get out the way. I ain't gonna say no names. There's some dudes that just been building the same thing over and over and over again for 7 years. Y'all gonna let them keep eating? Y'all gonna watch 7 more years of them same videos, them same dry jokes? Come on, man. Y'all gotta tap in with this new squad. We got the new squad out here right now. We like the '98 Bulls. Y'all gotta tap in, man. Them dudes is legacy acts at this point. We gotta get on these new dudes. Now, don't get me wrong. It's a couple of OGs that's putting out some fire. That boy $2.20 be going nutty.
Yeah.
Every episode nutty. He doing something that I ain't never seen. He got access to them asset builders that ain't playing. But it's we all know it's a couple of these OG builders out here, man. I ain't gonna say no name. But man, they are the little baby of City Skylines. They making the same song over and over again, and y'all acting like it's new. Come
Yeah.
on, man. Yeah, we
Yeah.
got to get on these. We got to tap in with some of these new people, man. I'm trying to big up the new squad and my new team, my peoples, because we coming. We're doing throwing 7 kinds of smoke, man. We not doing no boring builds over here.
Yeah, man. I can't wait to get my hands on Cities Skylines too. I can't wait to just really just get into that game, dude. I want to see what I could possibly do. I can't wait to see what kind of assets they got. I can't wait to see what kind of mods they're going to be coming out with. I know there's gonna be stuff coming out with, but and always though, I'm never going to shill. I'm always a shill or anything like that. I'm always going to tell them exactly how I feel. You know what I mean? Because like I feel like you should want somebody like that in your corner. You don't want yes men all the time. You want somebody who's going to be like real with you. Like, hey, you know what I mean? You got toilet paper on your ass and you get that off. You know what I
I
mean?
definitely
You
feel like
know
I
what I
definitely feel
mean?
like the bigger issues. They can not say nothing all they want. They've heard them. They've heard the things that people have said. They didn't gotta respond. I know they've heard because people are
Oh, you should
pretty
want to
much
hear them.
saying.
You want to know what to fix. You know
Yeah, I
what I
mean,
mean?
but that's what I'm saying. I think I don't know, man. I don't the fact they haven't even at least acknowledged. All right, guys, and look, we understand that y'all are concerned because it's really like the
Right?
same
Yeah,
4 or 5 concerns. It's not a large list of stuff.
that's
If
true.
you really listen to the videos, everybody's kind of complaining about the same 4 or 5 things.
That's
And I
true.
think that they handed the game to them same people. So I know at this point they have heard, yeah, we really boned up this props thing, guys. You know what I'm saying? Like there's no way they haven't got the message at this point. So hopefully they'll do at least what they can about what they can. But
Right.
I'm definitely still excited to see who are the people who's somebody you're excited to see when they get their hands on that ain't got it already. They ain't already got a pre-release video or something. Who's
Oh,
somebody you looking forward to seeing?
first of all, low key, I'm looking forward to my wife because she not I get to contract her said, but my wife she tried to build a city for the very first time. I didn't tell her nothing, and it was hilarious. And I can't wait. I can't wait to get some footage of that. But
Hey, wait. We got them squiggly highway exits is gonna definitely be going crazy.
I
Well,
can't wait.
them highways when you first
Dude.
get City Skylines be wild. I don't care who you are, man. Ain't nobody. Everybody's first highway exit was wild, bro. Like, come on, man.
Looked them up, but I heard never knowing anything about Cities Skylines beyond just what I'll be rambling, in the living room or something like that. Like, so that'd be cool. But also content creators who I'm like really, 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 really excited for to see what's going to be coming out. Um, Well, I mean, of course, I mean, Cities by Diana. She's been such a big supporter of the channel. I can't say I can't be excited for that.
True.
So I have to add her. But and then I say I will $2.20 for sure because he's probably gonna have some crazy stuff coming out. But another thing I would like to see is the infrastructurist because he always got
That's
some.
the name we're
He's
gonna hear
always
all the
got
time.
some like some tutorials. He's always got some kind of ideas that you can always play off of. You know.
All right, flash question: who's somebody that you hope comes back that ain't probably name ain't ringing right now? You know what I'm saying? But it used to ring out. That you like I said, a lot of these builders they don't even play no more. Who's somebody you hope comes pay better?
Probably Lee Hawkins. It's been months since he's uploaded,
Oh, true, true,
and
true,
I've offered
true.
him to be on the podcast, and he said yeah, but he's been busy in his personal life, so I don't know.
Try to be,
Yeah,
man. Cities Skylines eat up time, man. I didn't had that. I'm if anybody that's if I have any of my YouTube subscribers that are listening, episode is on the way. It's already recorded. Just got to put the voice over. But I had to take me a little breaky break, man. I was especially with two coming out soon. I had to really like prioritize my workload. Like, yo, if I'm gonna be able to go in then. I gotta do my work now so I got a little bit access to some time, because City
yeah,
Skylines will eat your clock, man. Especially if you're doing content, you're trying to drop, on multiple platforms on different, I got the long form and then it'll eat your clock up, man. So
yeah.
definitely, definitely got to be on point about that time management for
Well, yeah,
sure.
because you gotta plan out what you want. You gotta come up with an idea. You gotta plan out what you want to record. You gotta go in and execute that in the game without just getting carried away and having fun.
Exactly.
And stay in your lane and get it done. You know,
Definitely.
and then you gotta come out, and then you gotta record it, and then you gotta make a thumbnail, and it's like kind of,
Oh,
and
thumbnail.
then you gotta be up at work for the next morning. You know what I mean? And like I gotta
Yeah,
feed my kid,
definitely.
and it's like,
It will
bro.
eat your clock. It will destroy your clock.
Dude, but
This
what you
game.
could do though on the off days, like on times you don't have much time, you could just do some CS2 speculations, some reviews, stuff like that, and just kind of get in there and try to get the algorithm trained for when CS2
I
comes
got you.
out.
I've
Go
been
back and
thinking
look at some
about
of the
it.
dev diaries.
I've been trying to think of something, a unique take on it, because I definitely don't want to just get on and beat them up like everybody else. But they got a lot of those,
Oh,
you know
don't
what I'm
do
saying?
that. No, you ain't
And
got
I
to.
don't have access to the game, so
I
I
don't do
can't
that
really
all the
do
time.
it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So I've definitely been trying to. I've been thinking in that direction. I guess I've been waiting for an idea to kind of cross my mind. It's like something that I feel like is a unique take at
Yeah,
least.
yeah,
But at the same time, that may just be paralysis by analysis. I need to do something. I
yeah.
do way too much thinking, and I need to stop that. I overthink it
Well,
sometimes.
speak that into the microphone. Edit that stuff down. You know what I mean? And try to find some good colossal order footage that they're putting out for everybody to use to try to drum up some. It's like me, like every time I critique them, I try to follow it up with like two positive videos, and I just try to keep it always positive, but always like coming from the heart. Like I don't want them to ever think that I'm ever trashing them. Because
Yeah.
I'm not. I think the game's amazing. I'm so excited for it. I'm biased. Actually, my whole channel primarily is like defending them constantly,
True indeed. I mean, that's what I'm
constantly.
saying. They need somebody too, because I know they get beat up a lot, man. They getting screamed on. Like it's not. Hold on, people. It's not real life. They didn't mess up your real life. Everybody needs to calm down. You know what I'm saying?
Dude,
Like they didn't come to your house and
you
slap you in your
you
sleep.
remember
You
back in the day, like on early YouTube, and Kimbo Slice used to be doing fights on early YouTube.
definitely. I
Okay,
mean,
you
we're
remember?
eyeball all the way out.
Okay, so there was a skinny kid one time that just got just destroyed, and that was me in the comment section on the map video that I had, where I was trying to explain to people that the map is bigger. People like it's not bigger, like it is
Oh, they
bigger.
was killing you.
It is
They
bigger.
was killing you there. Was you on like the official channel or your channel defended, or where was you at when you
Oh,
was
I
defending?
was
Because I
I
know
was
they.
on I was made a video, and I did the Steam discussion page, and people was upset
Uh,
about it. And I tried to defend Colossal Order. Like, look, the map is like, if you guys look at the 9 tiles you would have really had before, beyond the 25 tiles, we have so much more space now.
yeah, I mean it's
Just
ridiculous.
because it's not like, what happens when we get an 81 plus mod? You know what I'm saying? There's gonna be so much.
Exactly.
So it's like, come on,
I
like,
watched some guy zoom out today, and I was like, Jesus. I mean, it's like he
yeah,
never stopped. I was just like, yeah, this is. I don't know why people thought that. Maybe it was the way they worded it, But yeah, no, there's definitely the map is ridiculously big. Nobody should fit. I think the first challenges is gonna be who can fill up the map without the
right.
computer exploding. That's probably gonna be a video that comes out.
Yeah, I think whenever the game drops, I think I'm gonna try to do. I think I'm gonna try to do like a variety of things. I'm try to like probably do a tutorial or two. I'm probably gonna try to do like a regular vanilla cookie cutter build. I'm probably gonna
Definitely.
try out some mods and reviews and try them in the game. And then I'll probably do some wild stuff, poop volcanoes, stuff like that, And
No,
I just throw it all at the wall and see which one sticks, and I just try to lean into that niche a little bit.
I got you. Yeah,
That's what I'm gonna
definitely.
try to do. I mean, and it might not work, or I might, or I might just end up just doing what I enjoy, and if it works, it works. If it don't, it don't. But I think I'm just gonna try everything first, and then see what I enjoy the most too. And then
Exactly.
if that happens to pop off, then I'm just gonna go hard on it.
No, I definitely understand. I'm definitely thinking about, like I said, a couple of little tutorials here and there because I know I can do them in a unique way with a unique feel and a texture to it. That again, I'm just showing you how to build the same exit that City Planner built, but I've got some jokes up in here. We got some funny going on. I got some crazy music playing. Maybe it'll attract a different person. You know what I'm saying? And that
Mm-hmm.
I'll find a niche on that. But like I said, I got to get better at my actual instructions part. If you're gonna do the tutorial, you gotta know the numbers, and I can't just be guessing and saying, man, make it swirly. I can't. I gotta actually have my,
Your
I
curve
gotta
right
get my,
here.
I gotta get my numbers. I'll be watching some of Diana stuff, and she just is so like informational, and
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying. Like you need this amount. It's gonna cost you $60, and I'll be like, Jesus Christ. I just my brain don't work like that. I wish it did. But yeah,
yeah.
I want to try definitely to dabble in a few tutorials, more comedic tutorials though. Nobody needs to come to my class expecting just the lesson. We laughing up in here, so
Well,
you know,
also you think about it with the life path stuff like that, you could tell stories now, and you can have that comedic effect, like 100%. Like I was joking because like, on my channel, on my shorts we have a AI Family Feud City Skylines edition, and and so I was thinking like, what happens if we went so far as to make like a sitcom inside City Skylines too?
I
You know
definitely
what I mean?
think
Like, there's so much stuff you can do beyond just building too, and now with the life path and stuff like that.
definitely. I think them adding that, especially like the favorite sim thing that's built in and all that, that's gonna add another layer to it, man. I think we're gonna get some real funny out of watching, a sim have a family and this, that, and the third, just from a bird's eye view. You kind of get to see their life, where they work, yada yada yada. I think that, like you said, it adds something else to kind
I
of
wonder if
lose
the baby
itself.
ever gonna come out looking like the neighbor's neighbor.
It'll be interesting to see. It'll be interesting to see how they randomize things. Like,
Oh
but
my
I'm
god.
definitely a little interested in that. And again, I gotta try to fill up some of my time in the beginning stages until they get a little bit more access to like decals and things like
Yeah.
that. Because
Uh
I'm
huh.
I'm only gonna be able to have I'm only having fun level 30. I need to be having fun level 100. But it's gonna
Yeah.
take them a while.
Yeah,
Like I'm
that's
gonna be
one
on
thing I
fun
hope
30.
that they do. I hope that they try to add some lived in grime. I wish that, like, just for example, like in areas that have low crime, maybe graffiti pops up more on buildings or something.
I see what you're saying.
You
That
know what I
would be,
mean? That would be
if
cool,
y'all
right?
can
That's
make
an
the
idea for
weather
the future. You know what I mean?
exactly. If they can make the weather, I'm sure they can figure out a way to, like you said, it's just as simple
Oh
as
yeah.
these streets over here might be a little less maintained as you look at them. These streets might have a few less street lights. It's a little
Mm-hmm.
dimmer, a little darker over here. One of them might flicker or something. I don't know, but yeah, you go over on this side where they spending their money,
Mm-hmm.
everything looking a little cleaner, a little nicer. Ain't no trail. That would be
Yeah.
a little something. I
That'd be
think they
cool.
could probably, if they doing some of the stuff that I've seen them do, they really, I think they can figure it out at some point.
I wish
Maybe
they
a
would like
modern
share a
app.
roadmap. That way we could all just see down the line what's to come. Like that would shut so many people up.
I think it will. You're right. I think they're scared to say anything though, because then that people nail them to the cross. They miss one of them
Yeah,
days,
yeah,
and then
yeah.
it's people be rabble, 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 rabble. Everybody, calm. It's not your real life. Relax.
Well, then you gotta keep
Relax.
stuff in your back pocket too. You don't reveal your whole hand.
Yeah, true indeed. Yeah, true indeed.
But so
But
I
I'm
guess it's
definitely
a tough situation. But man, that when the free release videos came out and almost every single creator said something about not having no props. Like that just gave you the feeling that there was no props, even though they're probably going to come later. But they never said that, and then
yeah. That's what
and everybody
they
was
should
just
have.
like, Like,
If it
bruh.
is a thing that's just in the beta, they should have said that. If it is a thing where it's like, no, we're gonna have a whole props DLC, it's gonna come with 10,000 things. We just ain't got it ready yet, y'all.
Just
You know,
because that's what's kept like props and mods is what's kept City Skylines so popular over the years, and nobody's challenged it. You know.
I 100% will confess if I played the game for a while before I even knew what the workshop was. Probably a couple of months. It was months later before I even saw any tutorials. I casually played for those first months.
Yeah.
After I found out you could download stuff, this became my life. So, I do feel, you know, the modders and the people that come in and the asset creators, I should say, you know what I'm saying? Though that's such a big part of it. They do gotta let the leash off them dudes and come, let them, you know what I'm saying? Let them tighten up let them take some of the workload off, load off y'all. Because like you said, that's what kept the game. I found this game years later and fell in love with it because of the things the other people were making.
Yeah, man.
So
It's
they
been,
do need to. They don't need to get away from that, or they need to lean on those guys when they can.
man. I spend more time shopping on the Steam Workshop than I do sometimes in their building. You know what I
Now,
mean? Like,
I've definitely turned on the game a couple of times and said, let me just go to the Asset Workshop for a while, and stayed so long that I'm like, well, yeah, I'm just gonna get to bed now. I'll play in the morning.
yeah.
Fire stuff on, man. When I lay this craft beer garden down tomorrow, oh, that's gonna be a whole episode. Like I get hyped like that. But I've definitely spent way too much time. Just went to get one thing. It's just like the store. You go get one. Just going to get this one
Yeah.
price. You see, oh boy, what bro got a pack on here. Now
It's,
you on somebody's
yeah.
page down the rabbit hole looking at stuff they made 3 years ago.
And
Like it
everything's
gets like,
free. It's a free
and
store.
it's free, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's a
definitely.
free store.
Like,
Yeah.
I played the game for I don't remember, it's probably at least 2 or 3 months, and I saw that little, when you turn it on, it has that little scroller thing on the side of the home menu page where it says
Yeah.
like assets.
Uh huh.
I didn't know what that meant. To me, I thought they was just showing you other game. I don't know what I thought it was because I wasn't familiar with Steam. So
I
for a
got
while,
you.
I was literally playing vanilla.
So it's like
I
a
remember
complete learning experience for you.
all the way for the first, I don't remember if it was 5 or 6 months. Before I ever saw a tutorial. I don't even know what made me think one day maybe somebody make some videos that could teach me how to make my traffic not do this that it's doing because my city is destroyed. You know what I'm saying? Like what am I doing wrong? And the first series that I found was Palavin, Overcharged Egg.
Yeah,
And by
yeah.
finding that, of course, now the algorithm is showing you everything.
Mhm.
So finally I understood, like, oh well, you gotta make the highway exit here and you gotta put stuff a certain distance away from stuff so the traffic don't, and it kept building up for a while. But I was when I say struggling, like everybody knows you build the city, delete it, build it again, delete
Yeah.
it. You do that, like, I'm saying, I was doing that forever. And finally, once I got those basic fundamentals about the road hierarchy, the industrial fundamentals and stuff like that, it just became, I was playing a different game. I was just
Right.
completely playing a different game, and I fell in love. So they definitely gotta they definitely need to let those asset creators, and I know they're gonna do it. I know they can't wait. I know they can't wait because they all fighting to be the first one, the top one, so I know they're gonna be going crazy.
Oh man. Yeah. And they also have that little mods tab on the menu, the Cities Skylines 2 menu. I don't know if you got to see that, but they have like a couple still shots, screenshots of the menu, and on there it has like a mods tab. And they said that from the jump, they said that it was console friendly, it was user friendly, and so everybody's thinking that console about now getting mods because if you're saying it's console friendly, it's built with console in mind, and you're showing us a menu and this is all gameplay footage, you're thinking, well, this is the menu you're going to get on console too, you know, and so there people are thinking that console is going to have mods, which is a really cool thing to think about, and it'd be really rough if they show everybody, including say this is coming on console, and then that's not on there. That'd be rough.
Oh, boy, they would burn that place down,
That would be
man.
rough.
They would
But
burn that
but it,
place
but if they
down.
but if they pull that off, that's also groundbreaking.
I think that. What do you think the percentage of players are console versus PC and whatnot? What do you think it?
Oh well, at first it was very heavily skewed PC because there was no console. But then when console came out, a lot of people who used to watch City Skylines just for fun on YouTube now all of a sudden had a chance to play it because like it or not, not everybody has the ability to afford a $2,000 $3,000 PC, and consoles are $500. So
Definitely.
you normally get that for Christmas. So a
And
lot of
it's already
kids
right
have
there. It's
to.
already play. You're
Right.
already playing games on it. It's right there. Just
Exactly.
yeah, it's another game.
And so when they had all these like kids to get all this, that's just their access into it. I think it spiked probably about has to be half and half at that point. It might even be skewing more towards consoles. I feel like, but now all the mods, all the placement, and everything that makes Cities Skylines popular comes from PC.
Indeed.
And that's just a sad reality. I wish console
So,
got
so
more
you
love.
think the PC crowd kind of fuels the console crowd? Like since it's so popular over here, people are like, well, I just want to be able to play some kind of way, and it kind of feeds off each other like that.
Man, there's like three console only Cities Skylines YouTubers. That's it.
Man, that's great.
That's it. I'm,
Hey,
I'm sure there's probably a couple out there, extra that I probably just don't know. I'm probably, talking outside my neck that way, but no,
It's I super salute. If you can build on console and make it look good, I have nothing but respect. That is, I can't even conceive of it. Not having a mouse, I can't conceive. And some of these people are playing with the controller. I've seen it. I
yeah.
can't conceive of that. You are a beast. I can't do it.
I got a buddy who edited some shorts videos for me who won. I did a giveaway where I give away a free City Skylines 2 copy, a key, and
Okay.
they were like, he won, and he was a console player, but the way he edited his video, the way he chose to make it look, you know, was very nice, and he ended up winning the championship. And he was a console player, and he said he was speechless. Is what he said. Because he was a console, he didn't expect to win because everybody else was. There was like two console players, everybody else was PC. So and he went up against some really good cities too, really good
That's hard.
edits. And
Yeah,
so yeah,
like
console can do some crazy stuff if they if
it
you
just
know.
probably takes a little bit more time and dedication. Like you really got to be wanting to build that. You can't kind of accidentally build something dope on console. You gotta be going
Man,
in.
I couldn't imagine making an interchange of the controller. I couldn't
Oh, Lord,
imagine,
any
man.
kind, bro. I'm still kind of wrapping my head around the fact I still haven't ordered it yet. I need to. I haven't yet, but I gotta buy a new computer. I have to. I've been playing on a Mac. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not even going. I have to. I have to do it. I already got it picked out, but I actually just haven't pressed
Oh
buy
man,
now. You know what I'm saying? So I need to do that in the next couple of days so I can kind of get acclimated. I haven't been on a Windows based system in I don't know how long. So it's gonna take me a while to even move some programs and stuff over
I
to
feel
the
you.
I want it to still work for my work. I don't want it to just be for the game, and then I gotta kind of move it out the way. So I'm me wrapping my head around having to drop a couple of racks on a computer for a game is that's crazy to me. I can't believe I'm doing it.
Yeah, it's wild, man.
I can
It's
honestly
it's
say
it's wild.
I am doing it so I can play this game. No other reason. I don't need a computer. My Mac costs $4,000. This is a beautiful computer. I go play my game. I have to spend that. I have to spend that money. So it is what it is.
Yeah, I need a new graphics card myself, and like the one I really need is like $350, and man, two kids, and
And it'll
it's just
get
like,
you.
bro, it's like
It will
I mean,
get
I
you.
could probably get it, but at the same time, like my kids could probably use that too, you know.
Exactly. You know what I'm saying? You gotta always think like it's for a game though. Like why am I
Mhm.
like it's not
Yeah,
real,
man.
man. Like, I always try to remind myself that like it's not real. Calm down. Let it go.
Yeah, but I mean, I had 4 months, so I've shot up to 2,000 subscribers. So I mean, I feel like I feel like I need to invest it, but so I can keep I want the game to look good. I don't want it to. I want whatever put out not to be all like a slideshow. I
And
want
then truly,
what I
my frame rate gets spicy sometimes.
mean.
I'm not even going to lie, man. People
Yeah.
always ask me like, "Why does it look so smooth, bro?" You're looking at that sped up. Like that's
Yeah.
not regular. Some of them shots is
Yeah.
finesse, baby. My
Yeah.
my frame rate be going hammer time. So do believe it is a cost. It's a
Yeah.
cost to be the boss. You know what I'm saying? But I love that style. I love looking at every corner, every piece of everything that just looks like, man, I could stand right there. I can picture myself right there on that corner.
Right. Absolutely. So what other games you play besides Cities Skylines?
That's it, dude. Like before I was playing City Skylines, I played Elder Scrolls Online for like when did it
Great.
launch?
Elder
Like
Scrolls is awesome.
2014. So I started playing maybe 3 or 4 months after launch because I'm a Morrowind baby. I'm a Oblivion baby. You
Hey,
know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
yeah. Me,
So
me
yeah,
too, dude. Me
look.
too.
I missed the Skyrim wave. I wasn't in the games when Skyrim was out. The last thing on
I
my
played
mind
it,
was
but
playing a game. I went back and played it. Don't get it confused. Like please. But for some reason, that period in my life I was absolutely had zero interest in owning a game system. For some reason, I think I might have played some Grand Thefts up, and I'm sure played some Nico Bellic popping
Yeah,
off. You know what
yeah,
I'm
yeah,
saying?
yeah.
But I for some reason I did not get into the Skyrim. But when Elder Scrolls Online came out, I was living with my homie down in Charlotte, and we both had PlayStations. He was like, "Let's just get the game. We'll play it tonight." And me and him was kind of playing together. So you find the guild, you end up playing with some people. I played with the people for so long, man. And with just like any great MMORPG, they get to messing with it. After eventually, they always mess with it and start messing with stuff and changing it around. So eventually, I kind of started playing that. Maybe I mean it started being less and less, bro. That PlayStation was getting dust on it. You know what I'm saying? So I wasn't. Then this was kind of like maybe during the pandemic. I might have still been playing some during the pandemic. But right after the pandemic, when stuff started opening back up, is when I found City Skylines. So I'm not really a gamer like that. That's why I said like stuff like the Steam Workshop was so alien to me because I was never on Steam playing games. So I didn't understand a workshop. I'm just now wrapping my head around the community page. Like, wow, why wasn't I posting stuff right here the whole time? Here's people that watch stuff and they like the game. Why am I not utilizing this? So I'm late to the party, bro. I'm super late, but I'm having fun. I'm
Yeah.
that guy that came in the club. It's like 150. I'm like, yo, just give me 3 drinks. I'm walking around acting like it's the best party in the world.
Oh
Like, no,
yeah.
don't leave. No, nobody leave, man. I just got
Where y'all
here.
going? I know. Come back. Come back.
So
Come back.
I'm here. They trying to push me out the door. I just got here, man. So that's why I'm like, I'm overly excited, still about the game that we have. I think they built something that was really impressive. Shout out to the devs, but shout out to the asset creators and the models because they added to my experience. That's why I always thank them the most. Because the vanilla game is cool, but I doubt I would be. I know I wouldn't be making no content.
Oh, dude.
No way in the world. It wouldn't be happening. You know what I'm saying? So shout
This
out to
game
the
wouldn't be where it was. Yeah. 100%.
shout out King Leno, man. Gold
Yeah.
status, man. What are we talking about,
Bloody
man? Gold
Penguin. Yeah.
status, bro. Bloody Penguin. Shout out Smiles. What we talking about, man? What are we doing, man? Come
Yeah.
on, man. Got some beast in there. That's why I say I can't wait till them boys get their hands on this new stuff. Cause I seen what they did with the old team.
Oh, they're
I
salivating, man. You
know they
never
gonna
know.
pipe up, and I know they gonna pipe up, bro. It's gonna be magic, man.
I know, man. I know. And on top of all that, it's like City Skylines 2 Colossal War has given us a little bit of each like DLC all wrapped up in one game. We haven't got everything, and
About everything.
some people might be upset that Viking's not right in the game right now. We ain't got a full prop set yet, or blah blah blah. But all this stuff can't be ported later. It's gonna be coming later. We're getting like this expansion pass thing, So
And
nobody ever get
Viking
it messed up. We everything we ever say has come from a place of love. Like I just want the best for the game, and sometimes the best, what I think the best for the game might be not be what they think is best for the game, and that's okay. But also, like you don't want to not potentially say what's on your mind because what happens, what you say could actually be the catalyst for what changes something. And so
I don't.
it's
As far
all
as
it's
I
all love
remember,
as far as I'm concerned.
them saying they didn't have Viking when it first dropped. So that's kind of like keeping it.
Right.
That was a couple of DLCs down the line or something. So that's not the biggest deal in the world. I feel like we got more than enough. We're gonna be having more than enough traffic jams and goofy stuff going on to keep us busy that we're gonna have to be figuring out anyway.
See
This
if you
life
can
has
gridlock your whole city.
exactly. I mean, like the watching the AI try to figure out a path when when stuff is obstructed. I'm excited for that. That's so small, but I love the thought of cars not just sitting there in that stupid line waiting on nothing when something's going wrong instead of them trying to find a path like they should. I think that's dope that they included it. I'm excited about that.
Yeah.
The farm, like I was looking at like I said, the farming stuff and how it's kind of broke down even into individual thing. They got this specialty foods and comfort foods, and I'm like, man, they went in, man. I'm excited, super
Yeah.
excited.
And dude, I think about like if you look at that graph, there's some things that are listed on the graph that might not be all, like there might be other stuff in the game that's not even on that graph. That might just be what's in that city. Like they might not have certain, you know what I mean? Like there could be so much more. And I really think there is because it's like, that's just 100% of their graph. And like if there would be like if there's anything else, there would be nothing there. So like
Yeah,
there could be so much more to this. And I think also that just being able to hook up your okay. So what do you think about the how the sewage treatment will produce solid waste that gets taken to your landfill?
I see. I hadn't even seen that. I had just watched how they were talking about the pipes and stuff and how they work and the power lines and stuff. I hadn't even watched that deep to know that's another level right there. That's a
Yeah.
whole nother level. See, I mean, like again, they included some things that I feel like when we look back on it, we're gonna be like, man, I'm glad they had that off gate.
Yeah.
They can always circle back and do some of this other stuff that we know they're gonna handle. But man, having that level of like I said, that's another thing that just keeps gonna keep people busy, keep people playing, keep people trying to figure out different techniques to do this, that, and the third. And I'm want to be in one of those people trying to figure it out. I'm definitely gonna have a busy first week. I doubt I'm gonna sleep because I'm gonna be trying to figure it out. I'm gonna be peeling that game apart. I want to push. I want to break it. I want to see how big you can make something before it gets weird. I want to see what the limitations
Or
are.
what kind of video would that be? Type of like, how big can I make the city before my computer explodes?
Before it, yeah, just before you know what I'm saying, it just start it's glitching up so bad that you can't. Because I mean, we know they have the space. Y'all need to stop that line. Y'all know that we got the space. So how big? Well, especially since we're not in the beginning at least bogged down with details.
Man, you should like record some footage of you getting the computer, getting it shipped to me, or buying it like that. Like, I want to see
You're
how
right.
far I want to see how far I could push this computer with City Skylines too.
You're right. I should probably. Yeah, I can do an
Dude,
unboxing
that
video.
would be
I don't
so
have it yet.
cool.
So
That'd
yeah,
be
that'll be
so
dope. I can
cool.
even get the screen record me pressing buy on the cart. You know what I'm saying? Like I
That
can
would
do
be
all that. Good
so
idea. I
cool.
think I'm doing that. But yeah, I think that's probably where my first few days is gonna be spent. I want to see how far you can push it, and then I want to see how tiny you can make something and it still work.
Oh,
That's always my goal. Like I want to see, I mean, I don't want to. I'm not really interested in turning off the progression or unlocking everything to where there's no achievements left. But I want to see, what's the minimum I need to make something function well. Is if I build this little tiny town, is everything gonna be okay, or are y'all gonna
right.
I'm gonna be penalized because of the size of it. You know, of course,
Yes,
I'm not trying
yes.
to throw an airport down here on Main Street, but can I build me a little? I am in love with these little tiny two street towns, and I wanna make my own. Are you gonna allow me to do that, or are you gonna penalize me? Are you gonna give me some type of sliding scale
Yeah.
because my town is tinier to help me achieve and progress, or are you gonna beat me over the head because I don't want to build to the corner? Like,
Yeah,
what are we
because
gonna
if
do?
you don't
I'm
do
interested
complete
in that.
sandbox now, man, in CS1, like it's impossible to do any sort of small like I tried to like have like it was like I think it was a 8 road uh small town with
Yeah.
with a couple of high roller neighborhoods really far out into the county, and then spaced out around there was like a couple farm towns, maybe like a crossroads, a couple houses, a general store. Every once in a while then maybe like a trailer park here, a trailer park there, and like way out it's just like very rural. And dude, it like when you try to run a simulation on that, it don't work because the game wants you to
Will
build
break.
more. It forces you to build more, and it's like why do I have to? Why can't
Yeah.
why does people start moving out if I'm not building more? Like people like living in small
Yeah,
towns,
the
you know?
pathing will get weird. You know what I'm saying? Like I definitely have noticed that before. When you try to build, I want to build this stuff as far apart as it is, so I feel like I'm in a whole nother game when I go to this other little part. But yeah, the pathing gets a little spicy. It does. It's some challenges. There was a few mods that came out that kind of helped with stuff like that. Shout out to whoever made like Transfer Manager and all that type of stuff. Because
Yeah.
some of those mods, and they came late to the game, but they were like clutch to me. I was using a outdated mod. I can't even remember the name of it now, but the dude even had on the page, this mod is don't work. No, don't ask me about it. I'm not I'm not doing that, but it still worked. So I had this mod for forever, and I was resistant to getting that transfer manager joint, but it lets you really micromanage this little space. I want to see, are we going to have a little bit of that? I've heard some things about being able to keep stuff kind of enclosed like that with district uh, functionalities that they're gonna build in. But I want to see the limits. If I build this town out here and I build these police, are these police gonna watch right here? Or are they gonna be driving way over to the other thing? These are the things I'm interested in. I'm like I said, I know I'm gonna be busy figuring that part out.
Yeah,
It's
and
gonna take me
a
a
lot of
while.
people, are into that to iron out that management side down real quick, and then see what works and what doesn't work, and what's weird and what's isn't weird, and I can't. There's so many different play styles, and of course there's the massive detailers, and then there's everybody who takes a little bit of everything, pops it in, and you're kind of like one of those people too. And like, dude, there's I don't know. I think there's gonna be. I'm not sure what the limits of this game will be. I'm not sure if there are any limits besides just the size of the map itself.
I think they were clever by making everybody's game kind of stop at that. I mean, everybody's pre their what is it, the beta stop
Yeah,
at the same level because we would already have people trying to push it. I'm glad we all kind of get to figure that out at the same time. How big, how far, how much can it? With all them simulations y'all running, how spicy is this gonna get? I want to see. I'm interested in seeing. Even though I have no plans on building a massive city like to show. I do want to test it out. I want to see it, and by building that giant city, I'm gonna get to learn. And like I said, pushing it to those limits, I'm gonna get to learn a lot about some of these questions that we have. So I
right.
don't know. I don't necessarily know. I want to put this content. I'm compelled to. I'm compelled to make content, but I also want to do my research. So that way, when I do get to building something that that's gonna be sticking around for some months, I know that it's going to work how I want it to work. I don't want to go into it with the City Skylines mentality, like the one mentality, thinking, oh, I know how this is gonna go. This is absolutely gonna, and then it falls apart, and I'm 6 episodes in and can't figure out a simple problem because I jumped the gun. I'm definitely. I wish I would have got my hands on one of those beta releases. I guess just so I can get a feel for the
Right,
the
100%.
roads layout, and then people are really talking about. They say one thing they really got right was the fluidity in that road tool. I'm interested in that. Um, the 24th is gonna be a big day, man.
Man,
I know those guys are gonna definitely pop some champagne at that colossal. I hope y'all got boys got some
they
champagne,
deserve it. They deserve it.
champagne. Y'all got some caviar, some little crackers or something, man. Y'all did a good job, man. And y'all should make a bag. Like I hope they understand what they made the first time, and
What do you think about
treat
the
it with that.
Unity? What do you think about the Unity thing? Then you talk about making a bag. What do you think about the Unity thing? Have you heard about that?
I've heard about it, but I don't understand it on. I don't understand it on a business level. You would have to break it down. What does that mean
All
for them? What
right,
does that mean
so
for us?
all right, so, and for everybody listening, so Unity, which is of course the game engine that Cities Skylines 2 is made upon. It used to be free. They had subscription things that give you like Unity Plus and some different stuff, But
Now, hold on, let me stop you. Let me stop you. When you say free, you mean free for the developers to use, or free for on our end? Because
no,
are
like
we?
you could download Unity right now and start making a game for free.
Is it because it's like Unreal? You know what I'm saying? Like, it's an engine.
Yeah, it's a game engine, yeah.
I got you.
But you
Go
can
ahead, carry
download
on.
it. You can download it and start playing it, making a game right now. But now it's gotten to where if for for every 200,000 downloads, you gotta start paying them 15 cents a download. And now for $200,000, you're gonna pay them $40,000. And then you gotta pay. In most games that get uploaded to Steam, they gotta pay Steam 30%, and then you gotta pay taxes on top of that. Now for small developers, small studios like Washburn Studios, places like that, that might be all the money they get to put in the bank for the next game they're building.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So and then I'll say the Skylines too. Like they just lowballed their prices. There's a AAA game that we're getting like $10-15 cheaper than like normally like a $60-$70 game. It's like
Indeed.
50 bucks,
True
and
indeed.
so how's that going to affect him? And now is that going to make DLC prices go up? Is that going to force him to want to add more content DLC to justify the price? But how can they justify the price whenever the price was set for what they already had planned? And it's just like like I wonder how that's going to affect the fatness
So,
of that bag.
what was the Unity's people's reasoning for this change?
There wasn't one. Not that I mean, it's on their
This is what
forum.
it is.
It's like this is the new change.
That's wild, man. Well, yeah, if you ask me my overall opinion, that's whack. I feel like these developers of this game right here, I can't speak for nobody else's developers. I don't play your game. But the game I be playing every day, I be wanting these people to be eating. I want them to be rich. I want them to have it. I want them to be having it. So if there's somebody just decided one day to kind of bro, you owe me a little bit more. I don't understand that reason. It seemed like a cash grab. Like you just you see that they putting out. So well, I mean that would be speaking like they're just doing it to colossal order though. They're doing this to everybody, correct? So it
Yeah.
just seems like that just seems like a whack move, man. To me,
Oh yeah,
if
they have no prejudice in it. They're doing it to everybody.
yeah, that seemed like a whack move to me. Y'all let these companies build up stuff that has value with your stuff, and then you're gonna turn around and try to jug some money out. That's whack. That's a whack move to me. I don't
Yeah.
I don't like that. You know what I'm saying? But And again, I want to preface this by saying I am about to speak for me. I'm not going to speak for anyone else. I am not speaking for nobody else. I'm not trying to convince nobody else of nothing. If these people want to charge me some more money, I'm cool with it. If they said you got to pay X, Y, and Z, I'm personally cool with it
Yeah, I think the
because
whole community would support that.
yeah, I'm walking with them. I want them to eat. I want them to continue to be happy dorks sitting in that room making cool stuff for me to be a dork on at my house. You know what I'm saying? Like, so please, let's just, if it take, a few extra dollars out of my end or whatever it is, whatever I could, they could come to my house and personally ask me for the money. I would give it to them. Here,
Yeah.
let me help y'all out right fast. They doing what? Just because I love the game that much. I hope for some, and I know this is hoping in the wind. This ain't gonna happen. For some reason, they came to a better deal or some type of compromise that was a little bit better. But I do think that's probably gonna end up falling on us some kind of way. It's got
Oh
to. They
yeah.
gotta keep it balanced out. You know what I'm saying? It's all business thing. You know what I'm saying?
Oh
So
yeah. I mean, and 15 cents might not be much in the grand scheme of things, but you also got to pay for the power to downloads. Now that's where it's gonna
exactly.
get them.
Yeah. So that's what I'm saying. I guess we'll see how it comes out. Hopefully they spread it out and make it in a way where we kind of don't notice it that much. You know what I'm saying? Or but
Man, and you
I
also know that leaves open for a competitor to rise. Like, what happens if Elon Musk decides he wants to make X engine? You know what I mean? And
well,
everything's
indeed.
free now. You know what I
Well,
mean?
indeed, yeah, you're right. So, I mean, of course, I'm super slow. I wasn't never too good at the schoolings. I don't know what it takes to switch a game over to another engine. But yeah, if somebody else comes to town with some better deal, and it's some incentives or whatever it is, and not trying to take money out their pocket, I can see them switching over. I can see that it's all business. You never know. You never know when it's all business. So
Yeah, man.
I definitely do think if they're getting charged more, so if they're making less some type of way, then ultimately, yeah, I feel like it is gonna fall back on us some kind of way. We hopefully
Paradox Interactive should just make their own game engine.
I mean, at this point, I don't think they ever could have foresaw the success of this, but they need to start thinking in that
Oh,
direction.
that's their flagship game now,
They
baby.
need to,
Come
that's
on.
what I'm saying. They need to start thinking in that direction. Like they need to start looking at it like the people look at The Sims. The
Yeah.
Sims is a legacy game now. You know what I'm saying? It is going. They're going to be coming out with that until the end of time. They gotta start thinking about their game like that. It's that special. It made a person like me who don't even game. I don't. I now I got words in my vernacular I didn't know. I got equipment over here. Like it's a special game, man.
Yeah, dude. It definitely it's always held a special place in my heart. I've always when Cyberpunk was coming out and I was doing Cyberpunk on my old YouTube channel. Dude, I literally made the city and night. It's called Night City in Cyberpunk. I literally made that in City Skylines too. I'm like, you know what I mean? Like that's just like everything. It always comes back to. I've seen people make Red Dead Redemption.
No,
Uh,
that's a dude. It's a dude I follow making every Pokemon city. So slept on. I
hey,
can't. I can't think of his name right now. Salute to you, bro. He's so slept on. He is. It looks.
you gotta send me that
It
guy.
just. It's so. It's so. It feels. And he's going out of his way to like use vanilla based stuff and acid to really make it feel like, well, this is Viridian. This is Pellet Town. He's so slept on, man. Salute that dude, man.
Man, you gotta send me that. I would love to see that.
I'll
Pokemon,
link
dude.
it.
I used to play. I used to play some Pokemon when I was young. Dude.
That's definitely one of the games I remember. I was old at the time. I was way too old to be playing it. You know what I'm saying? Like, but I was remember being in school with the Game Boys. Boy, you can't touch me, cuz. Come on, Charmander, bam. You know what I'm saying? Like, what we doing? Like, so
Oh,
yeah,
dude.
definitely Pokemon was one of them
I
ones
was
for sure.
I remember being I think 6, 7 years, 7 years, 8 years old, something like that. I was young, and I remember going in and my cousin was playing Pokemon Red, and I remember playing that game and I could never get past the guy who stopped you with the Pokeball for some reason because I couldn't read. I think it was I don't know why. You know what I
So
mean?
you was just pushing buttons. You was just trying to get
Yeah,
to man. Look, let me get to it, man. I'm gonna
but
throw these balls.
dude, I have my dad give me that for Christmas, and instead he gave me Pokemon Yellow. Well, I didn't know what Pokemon Yellow was at the time. I was
Oh,
I was so
okay.
new, so I got mad at him. I was like, so and then I felt bad, and because I didn't appreciate the gift, especially when I turned it on and realized it was Pokemon.
How did you get into doing YouTube stuff?
Oh, YouTube. Uh, well, I've done a lot of things. Like I used to be political. director for Wolfpack, and then for just in my part time. So I've always done stuff on the side. Well, I became a master butcher, and then I wrote a book and I started doing conventions, and I wanted to upload, highlights and stuff like that from the conventions, and just try different things, cooking and whatnot. And so I started just making different content, and eventually I started getting. I became a by luck happenstance randomly picked. I became a moderator for a larger YouTuber named uh, uh, Petard, whatever you want to call him, and he made Fallout content, Fallout 4 content, and he got really big. And I was a moderator in his Discord, and of course, we struck up somewhat of a friendship over the years. And yeah, he pretty much just told me about YouTube and the algorithm and how to kind of manipulate it. And he's like, he encouraged me to self teach myself editing and self teach myself Photoshop and all this kind of stuff, and how to do the damn thing, and which was some really great insider knowledge that I didn't really understand or I didn't really care to piece together at the time. I thought it was just either you make it or you don't, but really it's like it's more skill than it is luck, and I learned that skill a little bit, and I was really so then I started I got into Jurassic World Evolution,
Ah,
and Jurassic World Evolution the first
was that the
game.
first? Was that the first game videos you was posting?
Yeah, and I
Okay.
got I got 5,000 6,000 subscribers on that, and but the thing was, the game wasn't like, if you ever played Planet Coaster, you know about Frontier, and you'll know that game. That game is wild. Like, you can take just blocks and start and build a castle out of it. And
Huh.
so when they said that they were making Jurassic Revolution, everybody thought, man, we're going to get that style of game, but for dinosaurs. You know what I mean? Like, cause like Planet Zoo or whatever. And
Yeah, yeah, you did.
and we didn't get that. It was just like you get 5 ploppable buildings, like 3 fences, and you get like 30 dinosaurs, and they wouldn't even know water dinosaurs like that. So and me being the person I am, like, again, I don't shill for nobody. I just tell them how I honestly feel. And I thought that it was a ripoff for $60, and it was like a mobile game, menus within menus,
Dang,
and
a $60 mobile game.
yeah,
We was
bro,
getting that money,
it
boy.
was
Good
rough.
lord.
It was rough. I mean, the dinosaur models were nice, but that's about where it stopped. I mean, the terrain editing tools were so bad. Everything was just click and click and click. Okay, incubate the dinosaur. Click this, click that. You don't get to see eggs hatching. You didn't see, like, ontogeny. It was just the dinosaur came out the hatchery fully grown. You don't get to see baby. I
Oh
mean,
wow.
yeah, dude. Like,
Yeah,
and
man.
everybody, and my buddy Swerve, who was my counterpart, we was kind of coming up at the same time. He kind of just shut up and didn't say nothing about it, and just kind of kept making this. So I ended up changing Cyberpunk and Red Dead Redemption and Call of Duty and all these different games, but all my base was dinosaurs, so I never really got any other games to go off. So I ended up going on to do other YouTube channels. But Swerve, in the meantime, he's sitting at like 300,000 subscribers right now. He's so I got to say, I throw away $100,000 just to be, true to myself and how I felt about something. So I mean,
I
at
feel
least, what I'm saying. So at least I have that badge of honor. But I ended up going on to I made a political channel, where I try to support Andrew Yang, and I'll be honest, that was just for monetization, because I knew I knew how to manipulate the algorithm, and I knew that nobody was making
word,
content about him, and I
word.
ended up making about 40K off that channel
All right, ain't
before
bad at all. Can't take a stick in no 40 racks.
dude. And there was a whole month there where I wouldn't even monetize. So I had a video that was almost at like, it was at 700,000 views before I got monetized, and so I only got like 100,000 views that was monetized,
It was
150,000 views.
actually paid. I
Oh,
feel
dude, it was so crushing, so crushing to know that would have been a couple stacks, man.
definitely,
That would have been
absolutely.
nice. That would have been really nice. But yes, I did. Then he dropped off. He ended up selling up to fucking CNN like a little bitch. And so I stopped making videos on him, and then I went back to work. I just kept working. I mean, I always worked, you know what I mean. But I just now I work with. I got into the medical field, and I work with mentally handicapped kids and adults, and help them in their day to day life. And just, yeah, I'm like a nurse who can Uber, and I'm like their friend and shit like that. I'm
Oh,
like, me and my
salute.
buddy today, I just sat down, we watched a movie together, and played some video games.
That's hard. Salute.
Yeah. So, and then, I do this. In the meantime, I got 2 little boys, and yeah, bro, that's me. We're just
All
chilling.
right. That's what's up. I just like knowing how other people got into the game, into the YouTube. Everybody's got like a different little story. You
Dude,
know what I'm
but
saying? Look,
behind that though, all City Skylines has been the game I always played. Like everything that I've always done, like all that stuff I named right there, City Skylines have been what I always played. Like a lot of people have their game. Like I've played a lot of different games. Like right now, I'm playing Elden Ring a lot on my side. I've played Call of Duty and Grand Theft Auto, and I used to play Liberty City back in the day and Vice City, and I played Morrowind and Oblivion. I played the crap out of all these games. But City Skylines, whenever that first game first came out, I have never. I have like two separate accounts. I think they both total like 8,000 hours or something on the game.
oh, that's like you don't put in that work, man. You
It's
definitely put in that work. If
so
you got
there's
8 hours,
maps that don't even exist anymore that I did when I was younger. It's wild.
They took them out the workshop. They don't even exist. They down.
They're wild. It's gone, man. Never like it's and, like no trace. There's not even no metadata. There's like
Nothing.
some of the YouTube
I
people who
wish
made videos are gone. Like
I do wish I could pull up my first. I didn't know nothing about saving your file and doing. I didn't even know nothing about that. I mean, I still could see the save file, but there is no way for me to track back all that nonsense I had down. This is before like I knew you could make a collection, stuff like that. I wish I would have known because I would love to pull up like my first city and just look at that monstrosity. I know it's probably so. I thought I was doing something too. I'm like, oh yeah, boy, I'm cooking it up. Man. Oh man, I know that was so trash.
you look at it now, you're
No,
like,
it's not.
dude.
Bro, I know it was trash, bro. I know it was. I can think back at stuff that I used to be like really like, oh yeah, man, I'm flexing. Or I put me a train station all the way back here at this amusement park and like
Yeah.
just goofy stuff,
Dude, I
man.
will
Like,
tell you the one thing I learned from Bill and Vanilla was how to like, cause I'm so used to beautification stuff, right? Like kind of like you are. So I'm so used to that, and I had to challenge myself not to use it, because I was already committed at that point. Dude, I started just painting trees everywhere, like
that's all you can do. If you
between
gonna keep them
gaps and
young,
but now that's a skill that I have. That's a skill that I get. I put
shout
that
out
in the toolbox, man.
Shout out Chill Bills, man. I'll watch him watching him place like 7 trees just means like, yeah, that's all you need. You know what I'm saying? I'll be slaving away for days, and he'll just put like 7 little trees along a path and maybe a bush right here. And it's just like, it just looks perfect. It
Yeah.
just looks, I envy people with a minimal style. If you got a minimalist style, I envy you because my
I
brain
can't.
won't let
Yeah,
me do it.
I keep my brain. I can't force myself not to get. I keep thinking about. Okay, I put a garbage can here. I put some trash
I'm
down
right
here,
here,
right next
yeah.
to the
We gotta
garbage
put a
can.
decal, at least a decal. You know what I'm saying? I
Yeah,
put a little something right, like, and it just turns
yeah,
into a whole thing. But I definitely know more people that, like I said, have a little pulled back style, and I look at their stuff almost in awe. Like how I just can't, man. You know what I'm saying? Especially chill, man. It's just stuff is so crazy and polished with just the right amount, just the right touches. Less
yeah,
is more.
yeah. I also think that I would really like in the future when City Skylines really gets into creating a bunch of extra different kind of stuff. I really want there to be like a I don't know really exactly how to explain it, but I want there to be whenever we get like more southern maps and islands and stuff like that, and however we're going to be able to create our own maps. I really want some like some beach style stuff that will be like a marina point, but like I don't know how to explain it. Like there's a map. Maybe I'll show it to you later. There's a map in the Caribbean, and there's like this marina, but it also has an aquarium there, and they also have like this whole dive stuff, and like
Oh,
that's some of the stuff we've never ever gotten in Cities Skylines. We've gotten like some fishery and stuff like that, but there's so much infrastructure that goes next to a fishery with a pier and
you're right.
dude, there's so much stuff. And I was looking over like how we get when we're looking at these overview maps, getting ideas and stuff. I'm
Yeah.
like, okay, there's a fishery, there's a fishery, and then there's the factory over this close to the fishery. That makes sense. And then the road comes in. Off here is like some people who kind of rich living right next to their boats. You know what I mean? So then they have that kind of area. And then around here you got this like little park area where they walk, and then you got infrastructure after infrastructure after
Yeah.
infrastructure, and it's all like aquariums, and it's like here's your dive place, and if you have a coral reef there, that's a whole different thing. And then you got your harbor where you got like cruise liners lined up. Then you got like people doing like the beach down the way, and you got the people renting jet skis because they're everything's sandwiched right there, dude.
Everything, yeah, you're right. Packed right there to take advantage of the fact where they
Yeah,
already making noise. They soggy. We making noise. We
yeah.
soggy. We might as well all be right here to get. Yeah, you're
Dude,
right.
I have dreamed of making, and there's not a lot of people who's made. There's people who made like attempts of getting stuff like that, but dude, it's been elusive to me, and I've been dreaming about making something like that.
Definitely building. I mean, I will get to see what they do about building stuff. You know, everything acts a little weird when the closer you get to water. It's not the most water friendly game when it comes to things like that. But hopefully they do include a few more things like that. One of those zoo enclosures is kind of a mixed with the water and stuff. Like if they
Yeah,
just put a little bit more time into some stuff like that, you're right. We could take advantage of
we're like a
those
straight up
coast
casino smacked up in the middle of those things too.
definitely. But yeah, yeah. I mean, again, I'm wondering, did they limit the amount of maps for the beta? Do they already have some stuff cooked up? What are y'all hiding? I want to see. I mean, because we already know y'all have seasons, so I want to see what the smaller, more spread out, what the swamplandy
Yeah,
type maps is and stuff like that. I do want to see, the more unique. I think they tried to keep everything pretty even keeled, so they could get like a kind of an even equal response from everybody, like some real fine data from not throwing too much at people. And I mean I'm interested to seeing what they do. I'm interested to see what those map makers do too as well, because they don't have access to all of the stuff they used to.
yeah,
So that's the one good thing about it starting over, is for a while at least, playing field is gonna be real even, and we gonna really get to see who got personality, who can do something a little different,
uh
because we
huh,
all gonna have the same things preventing us from just going crazy. We all fitting in these little same rules, so people gonna have to. It's like it forces creativity. It
yeah,
forces
man.
creativity. It forces
You
the map
know,
maker to do stuff within the confines of, well, I don't have access to. I can't put 1,000 river rocks right here and some reeds in it. How can I make this map as sexy as my other maps? But it's the city skylines too, so I'm definitely intrigued.
but I love map making. I can't wait to get in. That's be another one of those videos that I'll throw out there as how to make a map in CS2, or the key to map making, something like that.
Like that, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I'll try to do something like that just because, for one thing, I love making my maps, and sometimes it's one of those things too where again, I'll be like, this one, it'll look like Two Face from Batman. Like this one half the map is so detailed, the other half the map, I'm just like, man, I
Nah,
ain't,
yeah,
I
he
ain't
was
got 15 hours for this, bro.
trees.
Yeah, yeah. It's
Definitely.
like,
I'm not good at making a map. For some reason, my mind goes blank if it's just from nothing. But I can take a map and mod it a little bit to where I'm like, yeah, we can build on this right here. I might have to move some, push a little land back. Sometimes, really, it's me taking away building space. I want to do stuff to take away building spaces. Maps is too big sometimes for me in my personal style, but. I
yeah,
can't. The one time I can remember trying to make a map from scratch, it just didn't go right at all. And I don't think I had any of the, like, it just didn't look right, because once you raise the ground out of nowhere, it doesn't have grass yet. It is my brain can't wrap around it, man. Salute to map makers, because y'all look. I've seen some stuff, man. I have seen
yeah,
some
for sure,
crazy
dude.
detailed, crazy maps.
Bro, we've been talking for like an hour and a half. We're killing it.
Oh, we good. We can wrap this thing on up. Who's your
We are
top five
killing
builders?
it. We're killing it. My top five, what?
Let
Creators?
me no top five YouTube and TikTok. Don't matter. Don't gotta be no order.
Oh, of all time?
Yeah.
Oh, dude. Well, I have to put my boy Petard up there. That's 100% for sure. Um, I watch a lot of $2.20, but I wouldn't say he's top. I mean, I would. There's not very many Cities Skylines YouTubers who are my top five. Just because on my other channel I watch a lot of broad YouTube. You know what I mean?
Okay.
I think let's see who. No, actually, I put that up there like probably number 6 or 7 probably has to be Bon Bon B, just because I've watched him for a long, long time, and he's gave me a lot of inspiration for a lot of maps and a lot of stuff like that. I watch a lot of Doctor Disrespect in my off time.
Oh,
Yeah, he has to
you
be
got
up
the
there.
names.
He got to be up there, dude. Doctor Disrespect is a monster. I love him. And then let's see. I don't know, dude. I most of my stuff is just like random on YouTube. I watch a lot of,
It's not even
there's
like a.
this one guy that me and my special needs buddies watch. His name is Chef Adam Libby, and we were like him. He's a autistic boy who makes some bomb looking food, man.
Oh, damn. That's all
Yeah,
right.
yeah. So that probably have to be my list. I have to say something like that.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, I'm gonna check them out. I be always looking for like new names and people that I can check out, and you know what I'm saying.
You know who Bon Bon B is, right?
I think I have. I think I might have seen the name in the mix. You know what I'm saying? I mean, my channel page is all City Skyline subscription. So I mean, it's everything's on there. You know, my the one that's linked to my Fire Stick is my regular life. So
I got
I,
you.
I think I remember seeing the name in the mix somewhere in the mix.
Man, Bon B has like an encyclopedia of like top 100 maps of city skylines.
Oh, that is
Yeah,
he
like
not playing.
he kills in the content, and he used to be a lot popular back in the day. But he's got an old channel too. He's got thousands of videos. And
That's all right right
yeah,
there.
yeah. And so I've watched him a lot for some reason, and I don't know why. It's just like become a habit. I just check on his channel a lot, and more often than other people. Like I watch a lot. I watch everybody, um, but I try. I don't know. I just try not to have too much favorites. But if I have to go based off just watch time, you know what I mean? Those
Yeah,
are
definitely.
yeah.
That's how you.
So
That's the only way you can really judge. Like, who have I watched the most? You know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
yeah.
Like, that's why I always have to put Egg in my tops or at least somewhere in it, because I'm like, I can just I put Egg episodes on and clean my house. Like that's how soothing his style is. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
His voice is like it's just like I don't know. It's like talking to my therapist or something when I'm watching him build. It's just everything is just so chill. You know what I'm saying? So he might not be my go-to all the time because he's not necessarily trying to do something revolutionary.
I mean, I used to
But
watch a lot of. Oh, sorry. Go ahead. My bad.
I was saying, but yeah, but just all in all, I have to say, watch time. I mean, he got to be in my time. I watched everything, every series
Yeah.
from top to bottom, like everything. What are you talking about?
Yeah, yeah. So that's got. So he's almost got to be in the running. Like
Yeah, got to. You know,
I used to watch a lot of City Planner plays, and then like I don't know. I have to be honest, man. Just a lot of his videos are just repetitive now, and it's like I like it. I like it a lot, but it's almost like I don't know. It's like everything is like It's like I know all the transitions. I know all the editing he's gonna do now. Like I can almost time it when I'm watching it because I've seen it so much, and it's almost like it's just like I don't know. There's like a staleness to it now, but I keep coming back because I want to see the city.
you
You
want to
know
see
what I
where it
mean?
goes.
You know,
Yeah.
yeah. But
Sometimes,
I
hey,
just scroll through. I
I
just scroll through. I
understand.
have to be honest. I mean, I can't. I no hate to the guy. Wish him all the best of luck. But there's just like man, pick a new meme or something. Just come on.
He's one of the people that I've seen that can do multiple series at once. I haven't seen a lot of people do that. He can do. He'll be running 4 series from 4 different things at the same time. I'm like, where did you find the time to even do all this? Like, I'm playing the same game, fam. I got barely got time for one.
I know. I
I ain't
know.
dropping 4 series. Are you? He might be paying editors. If you could pay an editor, that gives you a lot. Now you're just building, and especially if that editor can learn your style, your
Yeah.
editing style. Maybe
I'd
it's
be
maybe
so
it's
hard
not
to give
all
it
him
up.
doing.
Oh,
You know
dude,
what I'm
I
saying?
wouldn't be able to relinquish my editing. I don't know.
I wouldn't be able to give nobody that much money. I don't know what somebody would charge to edit that, and then plus more than that. Like I mean, I guess if they absolutely showed me, not learn your style, dude, this is easy. Look, boy, 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 they showed it to me, maybe, but I would have to be getting that check, man. Ain't no way I'm gonna be
hundred
coming up off
percent.
of it. You know what I'm saying? I would have to be getting his level of a check or a bit of a check, way before I would be trying to hire some editors to be doing something.
100%, dude. Uh, yeah, no, yeah, I couldn't agree more. But before we hop off here, though, I got one final question. Won't you can you give us like the story of your channel? We know what kind of content you like to make, but what's the story of your channel? How'd you come up? How'd you start making? Same
Um,
pretty much same question you asked me.
well, before I was doing YouTube stuff, I was just posting on Facebook. I found a Facebook group, a couple of them, and I was posting the screenshots. I was building. Again, once I kind of figured out traffic hierarchy and really, okay, I really know how to play this game now. I started a new city and I was really posting those pictures on Facebook,
Uh huh.
and it hadn't dawned on me. I think the only thing that was keeping me from actually doing the channel is all of the people that I saw were legacies. They had been doing it for mad time, so I'm like, I really don't want to just be throwing videos into the ether,
Right.
and
Right.
and not getting no motion. Even though that's currently what's happening, we ain't mad. We ain't even mad. We still fight. Um, but I remember one day I was in the recommendations. I seen chick named Few Candy, and I was just like, it's brand new city. So I expected to click on her channel and see, okay, this is her third series or whatever it is, of course.
Right. Yeah.
But no, this is her first video, and I'm like, well, look, she ain't scared. Why am I not trying? You know what I'm saying? And I
Right.
think later that day I was kind of looking at something that I built in my city, And again, I had this like, this is just as dope as all. This is doper than some of that stuff I be seeing. Why am I not making a series? I have a microphone. I know how to edit. You know, why am I not doing it? So I really that night I went and made the YouTube, and I started kind of trying to. I remember going to the forum and trying to figure out what do you use to record yourself. What is it? I don't want to use QuickTime. It's got to be something better than that. So I kind of figured all that stuff out, and I remember I got maybe 2 episodes or something worth of footage that I felt like this could be something. And I started Instagram. I had everything ready to go, and my original name was City Skywalker. I'm so glad that Instagram banned my account and they said I was pretending to be somebody. They said I was impersonating somebody. Now, of course, that was a mix up. They eventually gave me that page back, but I'm sitting here so impatient with the footage that I already got done. It's done. You know what I'm saying? I
Right.
actually just went and changed all the graphics. I changed the logo in the video. I changed everything to Red Kool-Aid. And Red Kool-Aid actually is a name. I got a homie that stays in the next town over, and he called me one day and was like, yo, I got a good idea for a photo studio. It's like a video studio. I don't want to call it no visuals. I don't want to call it productions. We just going to call it Red Kool-Aid. And I was like, that's a fly name, man. It don't mean nothing. You could sell anything out of there. You could sell candy out of that. That
Mm-hmm.
name, it's a nonsense fly name, but it's kind of got a hood twist to it because it's red cool. We say red Kool-Aid in the hood. We don't say strawberry. We
You're
say let
right.
me get red Kool-Aid. You know what I'm saying? So it was like it stuck in my brain as something that I felt like was fun, but it still kind of represented where I'm from a little bit. And so that I just changed everything. I changed the graphics. I put the new logo up, and I put the episode out, and that was how that all started. You know what I'm saying? So to this day, I'm super glad that they did that because I couldn't imagine my name being City Skywalker. It sounds too stuffy. It sounds like I'm trying to be um do a city planner imitation or one of these, and I don't want to be one of these other dudes. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
If I go, sometimes I go look at the first few episodes and the very beginnings. I cringe at the tone of my voice because I'm using my courtroom job interview type voice, and that's not how I really sound. But also in them same episodes, when I get excited, that mask cracks, and you hear how I really sound. So I'm struggling trying to like, well, I don't want to just sound like hood man, but I can't fake who I am at the same
Yeah,
time.
you
That's
gotta stay
funny.
true. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So by like the third episode, I just fully leaned in. You know what I'm saying? Like, look, if
Yeah.
it is,
Why
I'm
not?
cracking a joke. Like, so the stuff progressively gets more crazy because at the beginning, I think I was afraid that I was breaking too many of these established rules that everybody seemed to follow with their channels.
Yeah.
Everybody seemed to have the same kind of, okay, we do the detailing and and right here we gonna talk about it and I'm gonna show. And the more comfortable I got, the more I got comfortable with breaking them rules. And like, yo, you know what? Now it's to the point where like detailing is the least. I'm showing some detailing, but I might detail for a minute. I don't gotta show you all that stuff, man. I'm a vibe with you. I'm gonna create this vibe with you to where it's past me what I'm building. And that's why I always tell people we all have the same assets. We all are doing the same things. I'm gonna sell you me, not the game. If you can buy into me, you'll come watch me do something else too. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
When I decide to go off and do my hood funny videos about talking about classic movies or something, you'll watch that too. You know what I'm saying? So I'm trying to sell you me. I'm failing at selling the cities part of it, but I definitely feel like the comments let me know I'm on the right track. You know what I'm saying? The comments let me know that I'm building like a hardcore fan base of people that kind of
Yeah,
get
because
what I'm
eventually
doing.
you will have one video that will pop off, and you
It,
want,
it,
you know.
and luckily for me, I got a solid foundation of stuff that's already up. That when you do, like you said, when something does finally do something, you'll be like, oh, this dude, he be going crazy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Oh man, look. So that's I mean, I'm seeing a lot of success on TikTok. I go crazy on TikTok. Shout out to Cities by Diana. Shout out to my boy Chill Bill. Shout out to my boy Fast Forward. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to everybody that be on there. Shout out to my boy City Berg. You know what I'm saying? That's my TikTok gang. I go crazy on there because anybody can almost get traction on there. But when
Yeah.
that YouTube cracks, I know that I've put up some solid stuff for people to watch. And I'm gonna continue. When this City Skylines 2 come out, the sauce is just gonna get remixed and re-rolled and we just gonna keep it going because I'm definitely on to something. I'm on the, so I'm unique in this space,
Oh,
and I'm going.
100%.
You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna just keep being me. I'm not really worried about trying to keep up with everybody else and do all that right there. I'm just gonna
I
try to
couldn't believe
keep.
I ain't found you sooner, man. You know,
I'm sorry, I'm in the cut, man. Algorithm, I'm not flowing with the algorithm like that, but it's all good because
well,
one day, something will
one
crack
thing
off.
I would say, if I don't know if, and I don't know if you do this or not, but on your City Skylines channel, you know, if you don't watch any of the videos and you just do City Skylines, just watch City Skylines, just like and subscribe to the top, you know, as many City Skylines YouTubers as you possibly can. You know, eventually the algorithm will put you in somebody's recommended if you have, like, you know, the right title, the right thumbnail, you know, the right tags. Eventually, you know, but one thing that can really, I've know this for a fact, can really mess up your algorithm. Like I did this before, you know, where, you know, I was making dinosaur content and all of a sudden I start making all this other stuff, or I start just watching other stuff in my meantime. Now it's recommending me basketball, and I make a Jurassic Park video, and Jurassic Park like, what you want me to do? Recommend to basketball people? That's all you're watching now. You know what I mean?
Okay, I see. I didn't even know it cared about that part of it. So yeah,
Oh,
man.
you
Well,
gotta train your algorithm, bro. Yeah,
I definitely can. I'm definitely going to subscribe to more people. I don't usually watch nothing but City Skylines on that channel. You know what I'm
that's
saying? That's
good.
just,
That's
and that's
good.
because, like I said, that's where all my subscriptions are. I want people to see that Red Kool-Aid subscribe. You my peoples. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? But
yeah,
definitely, I didn't know. If I subscribe to a few more, it's hard for me to find people. I do not want to just follow these same dudes. So I got to try to tap in with all of the new people. I always tell people, if you got a build page, a channel, a IG, a Facebook, I don't care what
yeah,
it is. You tap in with me, I'm gonna follow just because I want my world to be City Skylines.
yeah, yeah.
I don't want pimple popping videos and cats dancing and none of that. I want my whole timeline to be this because this is what I'm into. So
Yeah, man, and
definitely,
YouTube's really good about that, and it'll recognize when you're trying to do that. But also, you know, it's like, you know, here recently, a lot of more tutorials and stuff from Cities Skylines. Before the Cities Skylines 2 got announced, there was like a lot more like tutorials and stuff like that coming out with Cities Skylines 1. But it had been years, you know what I mean? But it also makes sense because the game has changed so much, you know.
definitely.
Yeah,
It's
no.
definitely not. I mean, I wish I was there at the beginning like the rest of y'all. I'm just glad I got to come eventually. You know what I'm saying? But
Oh yeah, dude. It's
definitely, yeah, that's the story on my channel, y'all. Y'all need to tap in. My name is Red Kool-Aid on all platforms, man. Just tap in with your boy, man. Say you heard me here, and we can chop it up.
oh man, I'm glad you came on. So everybody, uh, you know. Oh, actually, before we sign off, you got anything you want to plug? You get like a new video coming or anything?
Um, I mean, I'm still doing. My current series is Rivergate. Check it out. It's on YouTube. I'm definitely gonna. We're gonna finish it. I don't know if I'm gonna finish it before the 24th or how that's gonna play out, but I'm not gonna just stop doing the episodes. Shout out Skyline 6. Shout out the whole Lovely Creators Club. We the gang, man. Tap in on TikTok. Like I said, all my stuff is Red Kool-Aid. Shout out Shawn Bills for having me on here. I never done a podcast. First time. I ain't never did nothing. If I ever had, they don't ask me to go nowhere, man. Look, they don't be wanting me to come out and play ball, bro. I'm telling you, man. You hating on the kid, man. So salute to you for having me on your platform. I appreciate it. Sorry I talked y'all's head off. I'm sorry I said nah mean like 1,000 times. But hey, appreciate all y'all.
No, dude. You know, I just look at it like we're all community. We're all in this together. You know what I mean? There's plenty of views to go around for everybody. You know what I mean?
Except them
Like,
old dudes, man. Y'all need to get out the way. Look, hey, me and my squad coming, man. Y'all been eating for 7 years. We been getting fat out there while we starved on these streets.
yeah, yeah. Throw
Ain't
a
nothing
shout
going
out out.
down without
Yeah.
ain't nothing going down without us being in. No parks, no dice games, no nothing. We coming for y'all spot, man. Y'all gonna have to get real creative real fast. So I'm telling y'all gonna watch some of us little smaller accounts. We're gonna start eating off your table. And then we're
That's
gonna
right.
take your table.
That's all
Y'all better
right.
step it up.
Let them know.
Step it up.
All right, guys. Well, look, I love you guys. It's been Red Kool-Aid, Shawn Bills. But until next time, you gotta piss off.
2 to the 1, from the 1 to the 3. I like good pussy and I like good trees. Smoke so much weed you wouldn't believe, and I get more ass than a toilet seat. 3 to the 1, from the 1 to the 3. I met a bad bitch last night in the D. Let me tell you how I made her leave with me. Conversation and Hennessy. I've been to the motherfucking mountaintop.